What's up, everybody? This is Jesse Bond from Quit Last MMA, coming at you today with podcast number 1. This is really podcast number 2 because we lost files to the first one, but you guys don't need to know that stuff. You don't need to worry about it. But me and my good friend Anthony David will be breaking down the fights from last weekend, Alistair Overeem and Drago, Alexander Volkov, as well as the Corey Sandhagen, Frankie Edgar fights, and all the other fights that happened on the card. Not all of them, but most of them, the interesting ones. We got a lot coming up. Stay tuned. Thank you, guys.
Quit last. Quit last. Quit last. Quit last.
All right, that's right. America, son.
America. You kept all your joints too. What do you call them things?
Oh yeah, all the passes.
I used to keep them in there. Like one day I think I just didn't have it like that. That looks good. And
yeah,
I got tired of them.
I got a coat rack, and now I got them all separated by like tours.
Yeah, that's good.
It's cool, just little keepsakes.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. I thought I got tired of. I think they were in a box or something like that, and I was like, "Man, fuck this shit."
Right. Well, they had a challenge like.
Yeah, I saw it
a few months ago,
and I couldn't get in.
Yeah, and I didn't even participate, but it made me think. I was like, because they were just all like laying on my counter over there.
Oh, that's like, what made you organize them?
I was like, I got to do something with these. I can't just let them just sit there. But yo, everybody, what's up?
What up?
What up, everybody?
Quit Last, what's good?
Yeah, that's right. Quit Last MMA, bringing you. This is technically podcast number 2, but should be officially podcast number 1 if we can keep the damn recording this time.
Right. You know what? It's good to start on a small one like this instead of, coming out the gate on the big one. That was like cheating in a way. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And we had already talked about it, so we were like trying to rehash some old things. You know what I mean? Yeah. But for those of you who don't know, I'm Jesse Bond. That over there is Anthony David. Comparable, the amazing.
Let's go.
We're MMA fans. We're musicians by trade.
But MMA fans by life or something.
By life. That's right. We had football yesterday. I kind of fell out of the football.
Yeah, I don't give a shit about football.
Yeah,
I grew up watching it, and then I don't know, like 10 years ago, it's like, this is boring, man. They start and stuff. I will say, as a person that don't keep up with it, that's pretty impressive that this Tom Brady person, that's what he is to me, just this Tom Brady person.
Yes, he is. Another white guy.
Yeah, he was winning at the Patriots, and then the whole thing was him and the coach. They thought it was the coach and the system, I guess. Now, this is my super bullshit, football fan, non-football fan thing. And then he goes away. The coach doesn't make it back to the Super Bowl, and he doesn't win.
Didn't even make the playoffs.
Right. So that says that he's the one, right? He's the magic and not the coach. I don't know. Is that what they say?
One would deduct.
That's what it sounds like to me.
You know what I mean? You got Tom Brady. He just won his 7th NFL Super Bowl title.
Yeah.
And who was it? It's the Steelers.
Yeah.
And the Patriots, who have 6 as a franchise, and he's got 7 as a quarterback.
Right. I grew up a Steelers fan because I was raised in Germany. My brother picked up the Steelers, so I picked up the Steelers. I was all into it, but I'm talking way back. Franco Harris, Terry Bradshaw, and then if there's anybody new, I don't know who they are.
Yeah. Troy Polamalu, he's been gone for a while.
Oh, yeah, I know who that is. I remember him. He had the hair, right?
The hair. That's right. That's right. That's why they say, like the great artists, every generation is judged by their hair, right?
Ah, see, there you go. Yeah, Jimi Hendrix with the fro, Beatles with the, what did they have, like a mullet or something?
They had like the bowl. They had the bangs.
The bowl cut. Yeah. So I know, a little bit something. But yeah, so Tom Brady, I think that makes him the GOAT, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
How can he not be?
Right.
And he said he's coming back next year, and that's
Yeah, I
crazy.
mean, if you won the Super Bowl, why not? Like, I could see if you just kind of fell off a year, you know. And I looked it up. He had like he did a 2-year contract, so why not?
Right. Might as well. I mean, shoot, you just ran through them.
And he was playing like 20 years at the other one or something like that. Like,
Bro.
what is it really 20 seasons?
I mean, I was living in Boston when the Patriots won their first one in 01. So, I mean, yeah, I think this is season 20 because Brady was a backup, I think, for a year, or that might have been his. Well, I can't remember if it was his rookie year or if it was like the second year that he came in for.
That's a real career, like in that sport. Like, I didn't know you could do that.
Dude, for real, average NFL career is what, like two seasons?
Gotta be
2 to 3.
20 years, and he's on top at. Or this ain't even 20. This is like the first year at the other thing. He played 20 or something. I don't know. Right. I must have that wrong.
Yeah,
that's gotta be.
I don't know. But it's but it's a long time. I mean, he's like Cowboy Cerrone status now.
Man, well, I'm not going to diss Cowboy. Yeah, there is like Cowboy Cerrone status.
Cowboy's got a fight coming up though, man.
Yeah, who is it? Gilbert.
He's fighting Diego Sanchez. Yeah, so that's a good one, man. I mean,
yeah,
both of them should probably go out on that. Who knows what Cowboy's gonna do?
I hope so. Going out. Speaking of going out, let's just get into the night.
Let's do it because we got a few. Listen, overall, February 6th fight night card probably wasn't the strongest card top to bottom.
I didn't think so till I was watching it. You know what I mean?
Well, I had some higher hope. Like I had higher hopes for the Clay Guida fight, for the Michael Johnson fight. I thought those were going to be a little more of like.
Well, I thought Michael Johnson was going to knock Clay Guida out.
Woo! I thought so too.
He don't look good. Like I think he's not interested. That's what I think. He's like 34.
He's 34. Guida's like 39.
Yeah, I think. I think maybe might be reading too much into this, but maybe the Khabib fight, and then he lost something else. He's on like a 3 or 4 loss skid. I think he just kind of 34 ain't that old in that sport, but I think he just like not really feeling it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but there's like 34. Like I've had 10 amateur fights, and I've had like 6 pro fights on a small level 34.
Yeah.
And then there's like Michael Johnson 34,
right?
Jose Aldo 34. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like been through war, because Michael Johnson has some crazy fights.
Yeah. So. Justin Gaethje and Khabib, those were bad on him, and I can't think of the other one. But he knocked out Dustin Poirier.
He did.
I feel like he could if he was motivated, but if you can't find that motivation,
Yeah, it's tough, man. But the commentators, they were talking about how he changed up. I don't know if he changed up his camp. I don't even know where Johnson trains out of, but not off the top of my head. I'd have to look it up. But they said he was changing stuff up. He looked
like he was in good shape.
Yeah, he definitely was. And he's not, like we said, 34, it shouldn't be over the hill, but man, it seems like he was fighting in the era previously to this one, and trying to transition to this new era of the UFC. It's not as. It's a little more technical. You got to be a little more well-rounded top to bottom. I feel like, it just seems like everybody's level has just come up a little bit higher, even for these younger guys. And so,
and it didn't look like he like on the craft part. I don't know. It just didn't look like it. And then a 39-year-old Clay Guida can do that to you. Like,
yeah.
It shouldn't have been. I thought that was supposed to be a shutout for him, but it didn't. So. I like Michael Johnson. I if he can find it, I hope he finds it. So
I hope so
say
too.
Retire, but if you're gonna look like that, maybe retire.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, we had, I mean, really, if you're going to take one thing away from the night, it seems like the retirement talk
turning out a clock
is just a cloud over this whole thing, because
yeah.
you got Molly McCann. She left her gloves in the ring, you know, because it was something.
Who'd she fight? I don't
Who did she fight? I gotta look it up. It was man, it was
Molly McCann. I'm not really clear. I don't even know who she is. Oops, sorry.
Yeah, Meatball McCann, whatever. But you know, I mean, her fight was that was a decision too, I believe.
I remember seeing it. I kind of remember vaguely seeing it because the only fight I missed was the very first one.
Right.
Which apparently there was a dude that KO'd somebody real fast.
Yeah. The Jamaican dude.
Yeah.
He KO'd Rivera.
Right. So I gotta put him on a list. And then what she must have came not long after that because I do remember seeing some women fight that night.
Yeah, and she was emotional because I think it was something to do with her dad. I don't know if he passed away recently. I'm not too up on the Molly story, but
what weight did she fight? You know,
she is 135, I believe.
Oh, okay.
I think 135, if not 145, but I think she's 135. We should be more professional on this podcast, but we don't care. We don't care about all
Molly,
these little.
I'm sorry, very sorry, Molly.
Yeah,
we actually did watch the whole card though. Like we
did.
You know, we're not. You know, what I'm saying, no disrespect.
Yeah, no,
that's really early in the card. Sorry.
Right, exactly. But she left her gloves in the ring. But she said she's coming back. She was just, you know, she did it for her dad. She's got a backstory with her dad there. Mm-hmm. And then, man, let's just get into it.
Okay.
Because we had some vets fighting on this card, man. In Alistair Overeem and Frankie Edgar. Yeah. And so when we say this cloud of retirement is hanging over, this is a changing of the guard, man. Because
I wanted both. I don't think I got any of my picks on the night. Like, and these two were no exception. Like, I really wanted Overeem to win, and dude, Volkov pieced him up, broke his nose, I think, in the first bit. Like,
that's what Alistair was saying, because you could tell, like, when Overeem always carries that high guard,
right?
But man, when some of those shots started getting through, especially in the first round, you could tell, like, his eyes got like this, and he was like, "Oh, snap! I'm in the middle of something that I don't want to be in." That's what I saw on his face.
Right, but he still tried, and then he got him. We got him with that overhand left, and then he got him with a jab, and didn't do nothing to him. But he did get there, and then I was thinking he was doing that because he did that in the last fight he was in, where he was kind of rope-a-doping a little bit. So I thought maybe that's what he was trying to go for, and then he got caught with that one. I think it was straight down the middle. No, it was off to the side, and then he just tumbled over.
Right. Well, that was that first one that put him down, right? Where he stumbled.
That's just weird to watch a dude that big get like. I mean, he looked like me.
Right. Exactly. Right. And if he was standing next to either of us, he'd, you know.
Yeah, it was amazing.
It's just.
That's the guy with they call it the Polish power? Is that the one?
No, that's Jan. No, Volkov is the Russian.
Two for us.
That's Drago, man. Yo, Volkov. Listen, and it's hard. It's hard to judge Volkov, right? Because he fought Curtis Blades, and that was the fight where Blades was just going hammer time on the wrestling, gassed himself out. Like that was a boring fight. But then, like, Volkov, who did he fight before that? Greg Hardy, and it went to decision.
Oh yeah. Oh, that went to decision. I thought he had kicked him in the stomach, and then no, I'm sorry, not Greg Hardy. I was thinking about my guy, the one. Oh my God. The only way I can he lost his daughter.
Oh yeah, Walt Harris.
Walt Harris, man.
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. I mixed him up with Greg Hardy. Decision with Greg Hardy.
Yeah. And that's the thing. So we're like, man, where does where does Volkov stand in this heavyweight division? Because like Greg Hardy should have been somebody that like he did this performance against. In my opinion, no disrespect to Greg Hardy.
Right.
I'm a lightweight fan of Greg Hardy. I want to see Greg Hardy win. I want to see him get better. He's athletic dude, but Greg is big. Big. Yeah. Greg is what, 6'5", and Drago's 6'7". So the height, sometimes when guys are really big, because you could tell. I mean, like Volkov's here and Alistair's here as far as height, because so just Volkov, standing next to each other.
6'7". Yeah,
6'7".
So that means he's gonna be bigger than our boy Ngannou. Like,
right, because Ngannou's what, 6'5".
Yeah.
Somewhere around there, 6'4", 6'5". And so, maybe it's one of those things where like, styles make fights, matchups make fights, as far as like Hardy might have given Volkov just physical problems with distance, with athleticism. But man, Overeem, he just looked flat, man. He was standing right in front of him. Like,
I think it's the age. I think it's the age. I think I really do think he got I saw he wrote a thing that was like, I'll be back or something like that. And it's like, come on, Reem. Because that was his last run. I wanted him to get that run, but I don't think he can get it. Like, what I'm saying?
Well, I don't think he said I'll be back. I think he said I'm gonna take this time to like spend time with family and heal up, and then we'll see. So he's not making any decisions yet.
Right.
But as far as like going back to that cloud, man, he said I have one more run in me, and he thought he could be champ.
Right. I did too. I think it, but I mean,
I fight him like that, bro.
Nah.
No.
Feel bad for the Reem.
Nah, you can't. Like, could you imagine if that's Stipe and you just stand right in front of Stipe?
Yeah, like, and it already happened before. Got him down. He don't look. I mean, he looks slower. So
he did. Yeah. And for a heavyweight, you get
caught.
Yeah, and Volkov, he was too big, man. Like the weight of those shots. That's one thing about these Apex fights, man. Like you can hear everything, and it sounds like somebody's taking a baseball bat into a heavy bag. Like it's not even the crack. It's like that low thud. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that wasn't good for him. I hope he, you know what I'm saying, in his reflection and when talking to the family and all that stuff, he got money, man. I peeped his stuff when he's in the interviews and stuff. He ain't doing too bad, and he's been around a while. So I mean, you never know what kind of bills folks got, but you know what I'm saying,
right? I mean, but he's like the Tom Brady of fighting, damn near. I mean, how long has he been doing it? When was Reem's first fight? Like early 2000s?
Yeah. So he's in the 20 years thing. So I think he can. He's Hall of Fame anyway too. So I can't believe he didn't get the belt. I remember when he beat Brock Lesnar. I thought that was for the belt, but apparently that wasn't for a belt. So he's had titles in everything but the UFC.
Damn.
Yeah. So I was wanting him to get that, but I mean, come on, bro. You represent yourself really well. You did good. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, all respect to Reem, man. Like, dude's a giant of a man, giant of the sport, a great ambassador of the sport too, because he is that quintessential gentle giant, like well-spoken, like just a good dude, and the type of dude you want to see win, just like a Frankie Edgar.
I felt like before last night's fight, especially, he was on like a 3-run streak, I think at least 2. And I felt like with his IQ and with what he had physically left, I thought he could have got any of them on any given night. Ngannou too. Even after that, what happened to him, that can happen. I thought he could do it. Now I don't think he can.
Yeah. Well, he did lose to Jairzinho, but
Yeah,
he lost that fight in the last, like, what, 5 seconds?
And they could have just let that go. You know what I'm
And
saying?
he was winning that whole fight. But man, that lip.
You can still see it after, and that's UFC level surgery.
Ooh.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah,
He's been in some wars, man.
I hope he, I hope he got his stuff together in order or whatever, so he can like, move on the way in a noble manner. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah. Because I mean, what are you gonna do? Who are you gonna come back and fight? Because I mean, you got Stipe, you got Curtis Blades, you got Francis. So there's your top 3. You got Rosenstrike, who he fought already and lost to, and then you got Cyril Gane. And Gane is fighting. Who's Gane fighting coming up?
I can't remember.
It's Gane and Jairzinho are fighting it out.
Oh yeah. That's a good one. Yeah.
And
the only one out of those names is your boy, the wrestler guy.
Curtis Blades.
Nobody that's not, people that are not doing what Khabib does as grapplers, that it's hard to like that kind of thing.
It's hard because with Blades, like his wrestling is so dominant, like he gets the takedowns, but then it's always that crapshoot. Are we going to get ground and pound Blades, or are we going to get gassed out Blades who's just going to lay on top of you for the whole fight? So, I mean, it's tough. He throws that monkey wrench into the heavyweight division for sure.
Yeah, because he could win about all of them. It'd just be like, yeah, most boring champ ever. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
Because even his style, it's just too. Because even Usman has like, some. He got hands, and
right.
he does have some ground and pound, and he's just cooler,
Right. Yeah. No. He's much funner to watch.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
But like a good Curtis Blades fight, like I can't remember what the fight it was, but it was the fight before Volkov. Like that was a good fight, and I was excited to watch that because it was the takedowns, it was the wrestling. He was super dominant, but he was also ground and pounding a lot, and so it was like, damn, when a dude that big is on top of you and just raining down, that's when the wrestling turns to excitement for me, and I appreciate the technicality of the wrestling, but I mean, come on, man. Your average fan, like, we want to see a fight. We don't want to see people just
knocks his ass out in the next fight.
And you got Derek Lewis, man.
We forgot Derek Lewis. How we forget Derek Lewis?
The Black Beast.
Now that's who I want to be the champ. That's my pick. Not that I'm saying that he definitely will, but if I had to pick somebody, that's my favorite in the heavyweight division.
Right.
That's what I like.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what happens in the Stipe fight coming up. Stipe Francis, because either Stipe is going to win it, and then I think he's going to vacate right away. I don't know if Stipe is going to defend again after, unless he wants to. If Stipe wins and he wants to stick around for John Jones, that's when I can see him sticking around. But if Francis wins, what's Stipe gonna do? Fight John for nothing? You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
So
no.
It's interesting. It's interesting to see because then so if Francis wins that fight, then you got Derek Lewis. They could rematch because that fight, man. I wanted Francis to retire after that. I was like, what? He was scared. He was shook because that was his first fight. That was his first fight coming off of Stipe. And so that was that.
Now, did they give that to Derek or did they just call that a draw?
I think Francis won that. Derek's back was all messed up.
His back was, at least he had an excuse.
Francis was just gun shy, bro. He was
frightened to death. That's what I want. So I told you, Derek's my favorite. So I want them to rematch, and I want him to knock Francis out.
I don't blame you, man. Just for the IG points, period.
Yes.
Like
Francis, I just don't see the skill in what he's doing, man. Like I don't see no skill in it. Like
yeah, I mean,
just bigger and stronger or something. Like just
I don't want to say no skill.
Huh?
I don't want to say no skill, but man,
yeah.
I think that's his superpower though. Like he gets in trouble when he tries to get technical with dudes. Like you can't have Francis Ngannou try to outpoint John Jones if they fight. You know what I mean? Like it's got to be straight violence. It's got to be
windmilling and all that.
Like
literally will get. I forget who it was against. It might have been the other guy, the
Rosenstrike.
Suriname guy. Yeah. He like this,
bro,
and he hit him with it.
Yeah, he just like. But bro, like you're literally, no offense, like you're literally fighting a gorilla. Like at that point, he's as strong. Like, and I say that in a very respectful way. He's as strong as a wild animal. You know what I mean? Like he is.
Yeah.
He's just. Could you imagine seeing that dude in front of you and
no.
What do you think he's gonna do? Stand at range? Like kick your leg? He's gonna come in and tear your head off of your body.
That's what I'm saying. I don't see the skill. I just see raw power. Derek Lewis, who actually calls himself the Black Beast, I see skill. Yeah. Like, you know what I'm saying? He paces himself, he puts together combinations, and he's getting in better shape. He's like, he used to be a little bit more just like basic with it, but he's putting together, you know, skills and cutting the weight. He's looking good.
Yeah, Derek used to have to cut.
Yeah.
To even make 260 whatever.
Yeah.
And so what is it, 265 or 262? I can't remember, but like so he was walking around at 280, 290, and he said he was like, I don't want to take another fight until I can be down around like that 255, like under that 260 range. And so he's taking his cardio seriously, he's taking his body seriously, because before Derek was kind of that Francis type fighter too, where it's like, I'm not going to throw everything. I'm not going to throw a lot. But when I do, all I need is to touch you. You know what I mean? And you'll go out. But now you see Derek's getting his groundwork in. He's getting his wrestling defense. And he's so big and so strong. So it's just like.
I can see him. There's ways he could beat everybody, you know, especially if he keeps taking it serious like this. There's ways that dude Ngannou could beat everybody. But it's just like, I don't know. That's not my favorite guy. I actually like him as a person. He seems like a cool guy, but I don't like that. I don't want that. I want some style points going on. So since DC's gone, and you got Stipe, who has the most skill. Yeah, that's what I want to see. That's my dark horse. Is Derek Lewis. That's what I want to see.
But man, like heavyweight is finally, it's lighting up again now, because now we got Volkov who won. Right, and he didn't just win in like a okay way. He didn't take Overeem to decision. He put the Pistons on this boy.
First round?
Second round. Yeah. Second round. That first round, you could tell Reem was busted up though, man. Like
I still had hopes. I thought he was kind of playing. I thought he was.
Well, it's hard because he's so tough, and like he's never gonna like. The only way he's on his heels is if he's really hurt. And so when he was backing up, you could tell, you know, but that was the thing. He had that high guard and kept trying to walk forward into Volkov. And Volkov was just, bam, bam,
he turned and ran once.
Bro, for real. And what else can you do? But man, Volkov, with a performance like that, you can't deny that he just moved himself into the elite of the division. Like
look at that. Even with that done, that just shows you how much even after he did that, we went into a whole rant about these other people.
Right, exactly. Well, that's the thing. Like heavyweight, we need, you know, for boxing, like boxing kind of lives and dies by the heavyweight division. UFC, not as much. You know what I mean? But when the heavyweight division is, ooh, man, it gets you feeling some kind of way, because it's like these boys, like they're the biggest of the big.
And they truly are the baddest men on the planet.
Like, absolutely.
Yeah. So,
because I mean, like, there's no, as skilled as Dustin Poirier is.
Right. No.
Sorry, like against Volkov, like it's not it's not gonna happen. Like,
he knows that.
Yeah, of course. But so man, and like with all this talk,
are we about to go to?
Well, no, but let's stay a heavyweight just for one more second, because one of my big questions was, so now we got Francis Stipe fighting for the belt, right? We got Cyril and Rosenstrike fighting for kind of like that contender. We got Volkov, and we have a new addition to the division in John Jones. So my question is,
I just want to see, we got to see John Jones first.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing, because Dana was like, John's going to go right into a title fight. We even thought that like he might skip Francis to go fight Stipe for a second there. You know what I mean? Like, it was talked about, because we were like, that's really a fight that everybody wants to see.
Yeah.
But man, how good would it be for John's first fight to be against 6'7" Drago from Russia?
Yeah. Yeah. See, John can win any of those. Until I see, well, how's that work with John? It's like he's a champion till proven not.
Yeah, he vacated. So, I mean, this is.
I'm talking even at heavyweight, even though we didn't mention him just a minute ago.
Right. I mean, same thing for like Stylebender going up to light heavyweight. Like he is a champion. Like John didn't lose his belt this time. There wasn't any scandal.
He's more skilled than all of them. It's just a matter of that size matters.
Yeah, and he's motivated because, but it comes down to this thing, like what we were talking about, Michael Johnson. We were talking about some of these older fighters who have come through previous generations.
Yeah, but John had always been evolved.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Absolutely. But you see in his last couple fights, like Thiago Santos took him there.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah.
Like there's an argument that Dominic Reyes, won that fight. You know what I mean? And so are we really buying the narrative that was due to him just not being motivated at light heavyweight anymore after however many years?
But who could do that? What those guys are doing at 205? Who could do that at heavyweight?
Yeah. I mean, Jan looks like he's got the body for it, but I mean that skill of like, because
if John had a real KO punch, he got KO kicks.
Does.
And he got some elbows.
Does have that.
Yeah.
John's just nasty. John's gonna beat you up, and then he's gonna take your back and just
he can get any one of them guys down, because he did it at DC.
And see that's the thing, is like you see the success that DC had at heavyweight. You know what I mean? Even though he had some ups and downs, but like you see that, and you see how bad John dominated DC.
Right. The downs are only to Stipe. That's it.
Right. Exactly.
So Stipe is amazing. So
of course. and he's still getting hated on. He's still like a friggin' 2 or 3 to 1 underdog in this fight coming up. But man, I don't know. This heavyweight division, we got to see John Jones soon. I say Volkov's the perfect fight. Let's get it popping. Get that one. Get one under your belt. Let's see how it goes. If it goes bad, go back down to light heavyweight.
Right.
Fight the winner of
or retire.
Stylebender. John ain't retiring, man. You know, because John needs this run. John wants the Tom Brady GOAT stamp so bad, bro. He like, you know, when Khabib retired, you know, he was
talking.
He gave Khabib like what? 4 hours, 4 hours, not even a whole day, 7 hours, something before he was like,
I'm gonna let you.
He was like, I'll give it to you. That was his first statement. And then like a few hours later, he's like,
hold up.
But nah. Let's remember who the real GOAT is. And it's like, well, John has a case for sure, especially on paper. Like,
only thing that's the asterisk is the picograms. You know what I mean?
Bro, it's that, and then, but I think the other asterisk for John is just the fact that he's had so many close fights too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the Gustafson fights, both those fights were close. I mean, you know, Dominic, that was close. He's had a lot of close fights. Khabib, has he had any close fights? I mean, really?
He ain't lost a round, and I don't care what they say about that Conor round. He didn't lose it.
No, it wasn't like, you were never worried that Khabib was going to lose that fight. And there's talk, you know, like Khabib came out and said, oh, Gaethje had me hurt when he kicked my leg.
Right.
But come on, man.
Yeah,
you know,
we didn't even know that till he said it.
No. And so, exactly. Like, he's not going to let you. Yeah. It was never even a question. Like,
Gaethje didn't know that.
It's Khabib, right? It's Khabib and it's Amanda Nunes. And those are the two fighters that, like, it might be.
It's hard to bet against them. And even Khabib, you know, every time he fights, you gotta wonder until it's over.
Right.
Amanda, there's no question ever.
Yeah. No, I mean, unless it's Valentina, but.
Our girl.
That's right. The bullet. Bye. But man, you know, so heavyweight's fun. I mean, we got to keep our eyes on that. And just, you know, the Cyril Gane fight, that dude is definitely explosive.
Yeah, I like him.
You know, like he's this new breed of heavyweight, man. Like he looks like a light heavyweight. And so we'll see. We'll see how John fits into this. Yeah. And you know, I'm excited, man. This Francis Stipe fight is gonna be bananas.
Yeah. I'm rooting for Stipe on that. You know, even though Ngannou would be an exciting champion.
I think he'd be a great he'd be, to me, it's kind of like that Wakanda conglomerate if he wins. It's it's him, Usman, Stylebender.
Then we get the fight in Africa. I want probably like Morocco or South Africa. Yeah,
dude,
I want
that would be. That would be bananas, bro.
And now, you know, but you could also just do that in Dubai. Since they're rocking in Dubai now, that's a good.
True. But man, could you imagine John Jones and Stylebender, light heavyweight, South Africa?
Whoa!
Bro.
Usman on the card.
Bro, for real.
If he gets past this next guy. Yeah, anyway.
Gilbert, yes. Oh my God. That's woo. But man, Usman is that dude, so. Yeah. And every time we think he's not, he reminds us that he is.
Yeah. Well, let's just go ahead, man. We gotta cover.
Yeah. we got it. So man, back to the cloud, back to the iCloud. Frankie Edgar, man. Frankie Edgar. So like when you talked about having your picks, I was like, there was so many really, really even fights on this card for me. Mm-hmm. And so when I was looking at the odds, as far as, you know, I don't bet on any of the fights. Mm-hmm. And I have a hard time picking, period. But I was like, you know, in the Conor Poirier fight, I was like, Poirier's an underdog. Right. I was like, man, take that bet all day because you're going to make some money. Right. In this fight, I was like, Frankie Edgar is like a plus 400 underdog. In that? Yeah, big time underdog, and like either 400 or 600 point underdog, and so something like that. So I was like, Frankie Edgar, and even in his last fight against Munoz, his movement was good. His boxing was good. Cardio was on point.
They did give. I felt like I wanted Frankie to win that fight, so I wasn't mad at the decision.
Yeah,
but it could have went quick.
But he looked good. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was like he didn't look like he was tired going down to 135.
Yeah, and the other dude, what was his name again? I'm sorry.
Munoz.
Yeah, he kind of let off the gas, I think.
Yeah, a little bit. It was definitely that, but I mean, Frankie was piecing him up too. So there was, I was like, geez, yes, Corey Sandhagen is definitely like top of that division, even though like he got starched by Aljamain Sterling, but man, look at his fights since then, and I'm like, this dude is he's a problem.
That's what messed me up when made me think Frankie had a chance, because Aljo got him down so easy and just choked him out. And I'm like, Frankie got the wrestling skills. 135 is where he's supposed to be at. He's used to even the heavier weights.
Yeah.
My boy will be all right.
Right.
Sandhagen came in. Did you see him when he was pacing? I was like, well, maybe.
Right.
He was, that alone made me go, whoa, what's up with this guy?
Bro, so like we don't even have to talk about the fight first. Let's talk about what you're talking about, that mentality of like his post-fight interview. First question, like, oh, how are you feeling? How do you feel? And he was like,
yeah,
better him than me.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, damn, bro, for real. And then he backed it up a little bit. He was like, listen, I feel bad to see a dude especially that unconscious, and especially when it's a dude that we all love and respect in Frankie Edgar. So he's respectful. But man, can you imagine being in that division and like Sandhagen's not smiling about this. There's no finish line for this dude.
Right. Did you hear him after the first of all, he didn't look back. I mean, he looked back like I don't even do nothing else. It was the walk away.
Right.
And then he was like, I'm coming for that belt. Damn, dude. I think that was but I saw him in an interview after he lost to Aljo like that, and he had a sports psychologist thing going on.
Yeah.
He had said he wasn't right in the head, you know what I mean?
Right.
He wasn't feeling it. He wasn't intense, and then he was intense.
Yeah, he was intense before, he was intense during, and he was intense after. And man,
you gotta walk that down later. You got to go do something about that.
Bro, for real. And he's so rangy. He's so unconventional. He's gonna throw things that you don't even know where they're coming from. And to see a knee coming like that, like, dude, listen, I'm nobody's fighter, all right?
Right.
But I've been training some Muay Thai, man, and like to see where those kicks are coming from and how fast they can just come out of nowhere, like his control of that distance. And like, and he was like, man, I'm just so long, I'm so rangy for this division. And he's like, I feel like these guys don't understand, like they can't comprehend the range. Like my range is a further range than any of these guys are used to. Yeah. And where Aljo beat him was because like he didn't care. He was like, I'm gonna get right into your range and I'm just gonna take you down and do what I do.
And I'm thinking maybe he has his own speed to be able to deal with that, because Corey was saying that he felt he picked out pretty fast that Frankie wasn't fast enough.
No.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, we're talking like in the first 10 seconds.
Yeah.
So I mean, like his fight IQ, that's a great thing about Sandhagen. His IQ, there's just some guys that have that fight IQ, man, like the Gaethjes.
To be able to tell something like that so fast.
Yeah, he's like, oh, this flying knee, 20 seconds.
20
Good
seconds.
night.
I was looking at it and I was like, you're like on the phone. I think I might have been texting you or something. And then like, I was like, yeah, Frankie looks all right.
Done. Yeah. Like, hold on. You couldn't even look away because I missed it. Because same thing. I looked down for 1 second.
Frankie was leaning when I looked up. I was like,
bro,
oh, what happened?
Out of there, man. And it's sad because like same thing with Alistair. I thought Frankie had a run in him, like a legitimate 135 run. I mean, you see this dude, the success he had at 130, at 155, 145,
at 145. He fought for the belt at 155. That's
you know what I'm saying? Exactly. And like you said, the wrestling, all these, like, and his hands look good. His hands looked great. He didn't wrestle Munoz at all. It was all hands the whole time.
He didn't get there.
And so, man, like this 135 division, I mean, because a lot of guys will say, well, I don't know. We all know 155 is deepest. Then people say 145 competes, but then some people will say 135 too. But I mean, really, like, we got these top three guys. We got Jan, who is just a dog.
He's a dog. Aljo's my guy.
We got Aljo, who is crazy technical, especially in the jiu-jitsu side of it. And Aljo's my guy too. I mean, talk about good champions. If he gets that strap,
he's a star too. You know what I'm saying?
Total star, man. Total star. He's gonna milk it, man. Because that's that New York too.
Woo,
you know, New York dudes get a belt.
Matt Serra, who I love. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
I like this in every weight division. There's probably at least one person that, like, whether he has the most skills or not, I just like him more than everybody else.
Right, exactly.
Aljo's that guy.
Yeah, of course. Just like he
has the skills too. So.
Just like Derek Lewis, what's not to love about that dude? You know what I mean? He's just fun.
Yeah.
And Aljo's the same dude, and it's funny because like as a more of a grappling centered fighter that Aljo is, you know what I mean? You would think he'd be less fun than like a Jan. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Jan is definitely, he's a brutal fighter, very strong, great boxing, great boxing. But man, let's see. And then you still got,
even though I do like Jan's skills, I'm picking Aljo just because I won't bet against Aljo.
No, me neither, man. Me neither. And Aljo, same thing. Like Aljo and Sandhagen, you could tell in the Sandhagen fight, Corey didn't lose that fight because of physical skill.
That was the mentality.
It was the mentality. And he even said, Corey said about Aljo, thank you for teaching me that lesson.
Right.
Like, I feel like the lesson that he learned was, oh no, like there is no, when that bell rings, it's foot on the gas pedal the whole time.
Yeah, let's do it.
Only thing I want is this belt. That's it.
Some of them, it's funny because that's what I love about this sport. Because like, it's truly that mental thing that translates to everything. Because some of them, they get in there and you can see them, they're fighting, but they're almost doing katas a little bit, you know what I mean? And it takes a second to like kick into like, dude, this is primal instinct. Like, you have to kill this person. And really, in reality, any fight can end in 20 seconds. Like, because all it just takes is to take somebody's consciousness, like what you could do at any time. And Sandhagen like exemplified that. And he was like, I don't care if this is Frankie Edgar. I have to do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't gonna spend no time with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care, legend or not. Like, it's crazy.
Right. And that was his quote afterwards too. He was like, every fight I go into now, I want to seriously hurt the dude in front of me, and I don't want to get hurt. So like, it's not just like I'm gonna be so tough and I'm gonna work this dude. It's like I'm also cognizant that I need to protect myself.
Yes.
And the way I do that most is by being most violent.
Yes, I
You know
got
what I
these
mean?
limbs. They hurt. They can disconnect somebody from their consciousness. You know what I'm
Bro,
saying? Like,
he need Frankie's face off of his body, bro.
it was crazy.
I mean, like, and right there, just
Yeah, right there.
on the chin, man.
Whipped his whole head to the side. Like, you just don't want to. I mean, you know, it was so, because everybody loves Frankie, but you also know there's like that's what you have to do.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's really like life. It's just like so much in that. And then I mean, it's just
yeah. Oh man, no, there's so much at risk. You know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Because you can be a champion 1 second,
Mhm.
and like, I mean, taking Anderson Silva.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what he was champion, and then he lost what, eight of 9 or something in a row.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like.
And then every one of those people, they could not be like treating him like, you know, like we would outside of the ring.
Right.
Like, you know, oh, it's Anderson Silva. We love him. Yeah, real great.
No, especially for like a style bender when they fought. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he did he did treat it like a dance in a way.
Yeah.
And
He
right
didn't go
away,
as hard as he could have. Style
yeah,
bender did.
yeah,
You could tell there was a little
Too much
more respect. A
Yeah.
little more respect than style bender has. You know
Right.
what I mean?
right. Yeah, because he's disrespectful.
But then like style bender has a Gastelum fight, and you know, it's like one of those lessons again, like these dudes, any one of these dudes could take you out into the middle of the ocean,
Yeah.
and who's gonna sink and who's gonna swim, man. And like you could tell now, Stylebender, he ain't playing that anymore, dude.
That's what I like about, Connor brought that to the game. It's like,
Oh yeah,
what are y'all doing? Like, what are y'all
right.
at 145? Do you know you're supposed to end this? Like,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
what are you doing, Chad Mendez? What are you
Right.
doing? Jose, like, what
Right.
are you doing? Like, why did you go 3 or 5 rounds? What are you talking about?
Right.
Like,
Same thing with Masvidal too. It's like
like
he had all those
talking about
decisions. He was like, man, I'm gonna go off here. I'm gonna do a game show. Then I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna
Right.
baptize every single one of them.
right.
Like,
why are we in here for 3? What do we?
that's my job. I'm a priest now.
Right.
You get baptized.
Yeah,
Look.
we're not supposed to be. This is a fight. Like, we're not in here to like show how our endurance and really all that. I mean, if it happens, it happens. But we're here to end this. Like,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So, and let me see how I could do it. If you're gonna sit back, I'm gonna figure out. And like, well, first I'll come in. Yeah, I'm gonna pressure you from Connor, and then I'm gonna use my speed and reflexes to counter you and end it. But
Yeah.
if you're scared of my counters, I'm gonna walk up on you and finish you.
Yeah.
Like, which he could not do against Dustin. But you know what I'm saying.
Right, of course. No, because he couldn't walk because his leg was busted.
Right.
But I mean, that's so tough. It's just that's a tough fight to come back into. You know what I mean? After that much time off.
So we just said it. Frankie, Michael Johnson, and
Overeem.
Alistair Overeem. I have to say, except for no, I would say all 3 of them. Like,
I mean, the question comes down to what are you fighting for at this point? You know what I mean? Like, is Frankie Edgar fighting for money, or is he fighting for belts? Is Alistair Overeem fighting for money, or is he fighting for belts? He told us what he's fighting for. He's fighting
Overeem's
for
the only one that I don't even want him fighting for money. But you're right. I mean, that's just me. I don't know what his bills are, so I ain't paying him. So if he can do what he wants, you know what I'm saying? I'm still gonna watch. You know what I'm saying? But he's the one that if I would, if I knew him, I would suggest to him. You know
but like, if you're Michael Johnson, you got to take a step back and say,
he's a badass. He just ain't acting right.
Of course, yeah. Like, and he said he's spoke to his mental hiccups as well. Like, I'm out partying, I take my wins
does he?
too seriously. You know what I mean? Like, or I weigh them too heavily. I take my losses too seriously. And so, but where are the skills there. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
he was fighting just a tough dog of a dude in Clay Guida, man, who
39, and see, he's having fun. He don't care.
Yeah.
He wants to see a young guy.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you can tell, like, Michael Johnson cares about his life. Like, a dude like Clay Guida, like, he doesn't care about anything except for going out there and punching somebody's face off. And if he gets his face punched off, he doesn't care. Like,
I should give him his credit too, because he looked good. Like, he looked like, he said he's been training with younger guys. He looked evolved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. You know, he still had that goofy, like, you know, like that weird movement. He almost looks like a floppy poodle out there a little bit, or like a badger, like, you know.
The floppy poodle is actually the best way to describe it. It's like,
yeah, right, all right. He's like, I'm excited, but I'm gonna bite your leg out. You know, like, and his nickname's the Carpenter, and he looks like a dude who's just out there with his shirt off, framing a house, and somebody comes up and is talking junk, and he's like, you want to go? I'm right here, bro. I'll go any time of day.
Imagine you're getting like say you're getting a house built or something like that, and then you're trying to act tough in front of your wife or something like, I said to do this, blah, 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 and get your ass
Right.
on your own family.
This crown molding up here, this looks like trash. Fix it now. But he doesn't even hit you. He just slapped you, and you couldn't do anything about it.
Right, like, what is this? Have you been doing this long? Ooh, oh.
But he's saying he still wants to fight, and that's the thing, man.
I like it. I can see that with him though. Looking like that, and whatever.
He just doesn't care. And
he's down for being a gatekeeper. He's down to like giving these young guys the game and smacking them up if they ain't coming in right. He's the guy. Bro, and it's so funny that you said that he's down for being a gatekeeper, because after his interview, he's like, man, you guys, you keep giving me all these old guys to fight. Right.
He's like,
who says that?
Where's the young guys?
Right.
Where's these young lions that are coming to tear my head off of my body, rip my arms out of the sock? Like, where are these guys? Like, I wanna fight these guys. And it's like, dude,
are you crazy?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Like, you just want, like, in the whole point of, you know, like, if I was a combat martial artist, I would want to make the most money for the easiest fight. Like, I want that gap to be this. And he was just saying, he was like, no, I want to make less money and I want a harder fight. Which means somebody's gonna come in here and make an example of him, dog. Bro. And he don't care. He doesn't care, but like, guess good what? Luck. There's gonna be a few maybe before that he makes an example of. Like, go back, get it together. Yeah. Yeah. Hopefully, you know. He's like, oh yeah, are you young guys in the Hall of Fame? Right. No, I don't know. Right. But and he's at 155, which is crazy. You're crazy, dude. You know what? I believe him. So that's for some reason, like with that energy he got, I'm like, okay, 39, and I'm like, okay. That's why I say if Michael Jackson, if Michael Johnson could find it, I'm telling you, I think he got the ability and the skill. He got that punch. He does. He has some wrestling. He has it all. He could do it. He's got that cool karate style too. Like, he's like, when Michael Johnson is on, he's a fun watch, dude. But like, once again, it goes back to that question: what are we fighting for? What are you doing this for? Are you doing this for 40 and 40 or whatever you make, 50 and 50? You know what I mean? Or are you doing this to cement your legacy? And it's like, you know. He should be Hall of Fame to me. I don't know. I really can't list exactly why. I have to think about it, how to make the pick. I just like him. You know what I'm saying? Totally. It's like that. It's like that Cowboy Cerrone. You know what I mean? Like, there's just Cowboys got like the most wins. Well, I'll just go with that. Yeah. I don't know what Michael Jackson. Jesus. Jordan. Johnson. Magic Johnson. I don't know what he got.
Yeah, I don't know. I gotta look up his stats, but I'm sure I can find a stat that will make him Hall of Fame worthy. I'm sure they're thinking about that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think of it, but like, whoo, some of these losses, man.
He knocked out Dustin Poirier. There you go.
He did.
Put him in the Hall.
Long time ago, though. Long time ago. Long time ago. Like we said, if he was fighting Dustin Poirier today, how would that fight go?
He can still get him. That's what I'm saying about Michael.
Nah, bro.
He can beat any of them if he on the right night. He can.
I mean, dude, what about this? What about Conor versus Johnson?
He could do it.
That could be good because I mean that's better than Conor coming back and trying to fight like Diego or something.
Yeah, I'm telling you, Johnson. I don't know for a fact, but I think it's all his mentality. I think he's just going. When you lose a few like that, like you said, he's already, and maybe he parties or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I understand that. You know what I'm saying? But you're in the lion's den. Like you really, and there's no room for no kind of error. If he adopts that mentality, any one of them guys he could get.
Right. And we see how some of those other 155 fights went. Well, so we had Justin James, and he was fighting what's his name? Smith?
Oh, that's the
and that was
dude, right?
Yeah, so that was like the catchweight fight, but like James, his eye was all like I even asked you, I was like, is that his eyeball in there?
Yeah, his eyeball rolled down into the little baggie. Wait, so who is he fighting? Dang, what's the guy's name?
Is it Smith? Is it Smith that he fought? Who was it? It was
that dude was
Devontae Smith. That's who it was.
Dude was a great shit. That dude was athletic,
bro. Yeah, because like these these younger lions, bro. They're crazy. So I mean, like you had that. I think that was a catchweight fight because it was on 1 week's notice. So
so what's he supposed to be fighting at?
They're supposed to fight at one. They both fight at 155, but I think that was 160 catchweight.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Because James, he took that fight on like a week notice.
Okay.
Ooh.
He looked good too. Man, the experience was there, but like, dude, that other dude was like, he could do anything with his body at any given time.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got the big 155 fight of the night.
What was that?
That was the Dariush fight.
Ooh, were we gonna forget that? Oh,
I'm on it, bro. I'm right here.
That's my dude too. He could beat anybody because he's just dirty, like.
Yeah. And it's so funny because like, Dariush, even though he's had some crazy wars of fights, like with the hands, he is technically a grappling first fighter. Like he tries to approach it that way. And so, in his interviews after, it was kind of funny hearing him.
Yeah.
Like what was the game plan for the fight? The game plan was like, set up my shots with my hands and take them down right away. That did not happen. He was like,
he throws into the fire. Yeah,
bro, for real. Like he was doing like it seemed like he approached that fight how Alistair approached trying to fight Volkov, but it ended up working out better for Dariush because like Dariush, no matter the shots he took, because he took some big shots in that fight, he was still like.
What's that guy? Ferreira? Yeah.
Ferreira.
Yeah.
Ferreira.
My girl tells me you pronounce it Ferreira.
Ferreira.
2 P's, 2 R's, so that's and then 1, so that's more like a D. Ferreira.
Okay. Hey.
I'm learning, you know what I'm saying?
More
they kept saying Ferreira, something like
that.
Right. That's not how you say it.
Yeah. A lot of times, I mean, I hear all those guys, they kind of put an H on it. Ferreira.
That's a J. That was the other guy.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
There was another fight with a guy with a J.
Right.
It was like the Koha or something like that.
I just call him Ferrari.
There you go.
Diego
when you
Ferrari.
2 R's, you go ahead and say R. When you got 1 R, it's kind of a D.
Okay. That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Kind of the D. Ferreira.
It's like a rolled R, which to us sounds like a D. It's like a soft D.
Right. Soft D.
That's our
Soft
Spanish
J.
word for that.
Soft J. It's either called jogging or yogging. Soft J. I don't know. Little Anchorman.
Yeah.
But, man, golly, what a fight. Like,
so, yeah, but anyway, Dariush.
Those two dudes, because Ferreira, what, number 10 in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Dariush, number 13.
Why is he 13?
You mean in a positive? Like, you think he should be ranked higher?
Yeah.
Or lower?
Yeah, higher. Oh, wait. What's higher?
Well, like, yeah.
in the top 10.
Yeah. Oh, he's definitely going to be top 10 now. I mean,
yeah.
Like Dariush, he's got all those skills, and like, you know, that's why a lot of guys say the rankings are just kind of like, the rankings are for us. They give us something to talk about, the fans. They give.
If he fought Dustin Poirier, you know, then I would be like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Of course, I'm going with Poirier, but I don't know. That dude's, you know.
Well, and Dariush was saying that he was supposed to be fighting Oliveira, and something happened with that fight, and so
like that's a pick 'em too.
I don't know though, man, because it's like, it's so hard for me. Like when I say like Volkov got, you know, like pushed into the elite of the division, it seems like you have that top 15 that's like, these are the killers of the division.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have that top 3, depending on the division. Like at 135, you got Jan, you got Aljo, you got Sandhagen. It's like, those are the top dudes, but Jan is like the elite of that, and the other two are like just right under him. But for 155, you know, they're all beasts. So I mean, like, to be 13 or 10 in the deepest division in any fighting league in the world,
right?
Yeah, like you can't shake a stick at that. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Dariush and Michael Chandler.
Exactly. Well, yeah, and then you just add Michael Chandler, so it's like, I mean, but really, you know, we all knew Habib was that dude, right?
Right.
Nobody had even tested him to the point where we thought there was going to be,
right,
you know, any kind of discrepancy as to who is going to be the real champ.
Right.
But then under them, you got Connor, Tony, Dustin, Gaethje,
right,
Oliveira.
Right.
It seemed like those are like the elite of it. And so then you got these other dudes who are knocking on the door. Your Dariush's.
One of them.
I mean, you know, but here's the thing, like with Poirier, we saw it in the Conor fight. There's just the IQ, like where he's just been, it's that experience where he's just been in a few more wars. He's been in a few more really, really high level fights. Cause like, yes, Dariush is super high level, you know, like as high level as any of them. But I was saying to myself during the whole fight, I was like, if he was fighting Poirier like this, it would be a bad night. You aren't gonna win a fight by just trying to walk everybody down. And like, you see that his game plan changed. You see that he kind of got thrown into that dogfight, and he doesn't run away from it. He doesn't shy away from that at all.
Right.
Which is great. It's gonna eke out victories like he just did in this last fight.
Right.
But against those elite of the elite, and
I like that combination. I think it's the reason why is because, I mean, granted, maybe he gets into the dogfight a little too much, but part of why he ends up in it is that it's annoying and it's dirty, and he won't let people look good who might look good against somebody else.
Right.
That's true. What I think, but you might be right. You know, we'll see when he gets up there. I think he has something going on that like makes people that normally look good look bad. And then
that's what he was saying, because he was emotional after the fight, and he was saying, you know, I don't know why I have to fight these guys that are like, we should all of us in this range, in this 10 to 15 range, should start fighting these top 5 guys. You know, I don't need, you know, we should be trying to move into these tougher fights.
Right.
And
put it this way, he should be higher than the Hangman.
As far as
Dan Hooker.
Yeah, well,
Dan Hooker got put out of that elite. Put Dariush.
Yeah, he did. He did, because like his last couple fights, they've just been such wars. And yeah, Hooker, man, it's sad because Hooker just got dealt with by Chandler. I mean, like Chandler just you know, dealt with them, and like Tony got dealt with by Gaethje. You know what I mean? Connor got dealt with by Poirier.
I could see Dariush against. I'll put it this way. Let's see it now. Like he announced his presence for real that night. So let's see what's up.
He did, yeah. So I mean, this was another big question for me after that, because you know that Dariush fight was definitely one. It's like, okay, it's this story of, are any of these guys going to be able to bridge this gap and work their way into this Chandler, Gaethje, Poirier, like up into this upper level? And so, you know, for me, I hear you. I hear that Dariush could go against these guys, but I still feel like he needs one more fight
to show up. Yeah.
He needs one more fight before he gets into like the top level. So and I mean, dude, Hooker would be great if Paul Felder wants to fight.
Oh yeah,
that could be a great fight.
That's it, and he's got to finish Paul Felder if that's possible.
I mean, Felder is so tough, bro. Felder ain't going anywhere. Like this is the hard part. I mean, like, how many other organizations could Paul Felder be a champion in?
All of them.
You know what I mean? Like, it's just you're telling me like Paul Felder couldn't go be a rising champ tomorrow? You know what I mean?
Yeah. World Series of Fighting.
Or PFL now. You know, but like
even Bellator, shit.
Yeah, I mean that's hard too, because like Chandler just came from over there, and so we could see that. We could see like, can you beat the champion from Bellator? I mean, that 155, and let's not pretend like these dudes don't train with each other. You know, like top team has Bellator fighters and UFC fighters and PFL fighters. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's really semantic. Like we put a heavier weight on the UFC fights just because
promo, you know, that's the big show.
But any day, man, any one of these guys can go with each other. Like, you know, you can't tell me Pitbull's that much further under.
I can't believe Dan Hooker it seemed like he didn't, like he was talking even like, oh, I'm gonna break the toe. I was like, dude, I'm not a fighter, so I don't watch all the fights of other people, but you should. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
I don't have to fight Michael Chandler. You do.
Right. Exactly.
He was acting like he barely knew who he was.
Some fighters are funny about that though. They don't want to watch other people fight. Like they're like, I want my coaches to watch it, have my coach tell me, you know.
I get that, but damn.
But I'm with you. I'm like, man, if I was a fighter, I'd be like, I gotta watch everything this dude does.
Right.
At least for a little bit. At least at the start of training camp.
Yeah, he wasn't talking about him like he wasn't talking about him in the way that you would think, you know, you would want to be talking about a guy, you know, Michael Chandler. You know what I'm saying?
You're right. Well, it's just, you know, and Michael Chandler, talk about a freaking entrance, man. He was like, y'all are gonna put some respect on my name.
Right.
And he was like, you know, yeah, I live in Nashville, so what? Yeah, I fought in Bellator, so what? He was like, oh, Dan Hooker's your guy. Dan Hooker's this gatekeeper to this upper echelon.
Right.
And like Poirier's like, oh, I already beat it. You didn't beat him like that, Poirier.
Right.
You didn't put him on his heels from the second that the bell rung. Like,
I know you hated that he did that, and really put it in the right spot and all that, but he did, and he's in the conversation. So, whatever. However you want to play it, though, get that money, fight Conor again, fight. I don't know, whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? I'll watch all of it.
Absolutely, of course. I'm a junkie, man. This is all I want to watch, because it goes back to like what we were talking about. We used, football used to do it for me, and part of that is like, if the Falcons are doing well, we both live in Atlanta. If the Falcons are doing well, then like it's fun to be a football fan.
Right. I watched that one year that when they got dusted off.
We don't need to bring that up, bro.
I was all. With my, I was thinking, first
like we're gonna get a parade in town. We're gonna get all these things.
Yeah, I'm weather as hell. Come on.
Yeah, it goes to just like pride of your city. Bragging rights against your friends because your friends are into it. You just want to talk trash, and so that's fun. But man, when it comes down to like these stakes, the stakes of mixed martial arts are just as high level, because man, when you lose in a terrible fashion, when look at us, we're talking about Overeem,
right?
How many time champion,
right?
Throughout history, one of the hardest men on the face of planet Earth,
right?
Like,
for sure.
How many people are beating Alistair Overeem? You know what I'm like?
Like
let's put it this way. How many men could Alistair Overeem beat? Over 1 billion?
Yes, 99%.
Right, exactly.
99.8% of you is walking.
And then he loses in the fashion that he lost. You know what I mean? Like, we could write off the Rosenstrike loss as like it's a fluke. He got caught. You know what I mean? It happened, and he got caught by a big power puncher. And like it's that. But after a loss like that, what do we have to say? After a loss like Frankie, what do we have to say after these losses like Diego's had? Like, what do we have to say about these things, man? Right. It's
even Frankie, that you could count that as you got caught. I still think, well, do you want to end your career on that? Maybe you want to get another fight.
Yeah, but it's like, but he got caught for a reason, and there was some exchanges like with Askren and Masvidal. Askren got caught right away.
Right.
But like but with Sandhagen, he just knew. He's like, oh, he's not as fast. He's not. He can't.
Look at him. He keeps doing this same dip. Watch this.
Right. And bam, lights out. And so these stakes are high, man. And they're only getting higher. Like, think about what Usman is feeling right now. Usman's got to go fight his training partner, who's been starching everybody.
I can see. I'm picking Gilbert in that.
Aren't you?
Yeah.
I can't pick against Usman yet, though, man.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing. I just did it.
But it's scary because Gilbert is so dynamic. You know what I mean? And that fight's coming up this week?
Is that this week?
Yeah.
That'd be good. Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be good to talk on. Yeah, can't wait to do that one.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we can kind of preview it. So we got Usman.
I'm picking Gilbert. In a finish. Woo!
You think so?
Mission.
Woo. I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. So who do we got? We got Usman versus Burns coming up.
Yeah.
And so I'm picking Usman in that. I mean, I think that Usman's wrestling is gonna be the tail of that fight. I think that if Gilbert gets his hands off, that it's going to go bad for Usman. Right. Usman is facing.
Now I'm gonna go TKO. No, I'm gonna finish because he's gonna hurt him with the hands, and then.
Yeah, I mean, Burns has those crazy haymakers that just come out of nowhere, man. Like it's like they're coming from back here. Like you don't even see them. Yeah. You know what I mean? And when they land, like just how he dismantled Woodley, I mean, come on, man. This is the fight. This is the fight, that we're.
So who else?
So then we got Macy Barber and Alexa Grasso. So Barber's coming back off that.
I'm back with Macy on that. I don't know. I know who Alexa Grasso is, but I don't really know. I don't remember the style.
Yeah, she's I got a thing too.
That was funny.
I get them mixed up. I think she's more of that boxing style. Okay. Because is Grasso
for Macy then?
Is Grasso the Mexican girl?
I don't know. I can't even see her face right now.
I can't remember. This is why you go to like Chael Sonnen for like the specifics. Right. We just talk about what we like.
Chael be don't be knowing sometimes.
You're right. Chael stays BS. He's just like
sometimes he just says it and he just makes it up.
Right. But like you got your Ariel Helwanis.
We gotta make Chael a song too.
We do for real. Because like his intro song is.
Yeah, he got a bunch of them.
Oh yeah, he does. We gotta make one. Yeah. All of them are like, what are you doing? It's like the Jimmy Buffett of the UFC or something. But then, so we got Macy Barber, Alexa Grasso. That should be a great fight. Hopefully Barber comes back and redeems herself. We got.
Funny. I ain't gonna lie, I enjoyed watching. I like her, but that was funny.
Bro, then we got Munoz versus Jimmy Rivera. That is gonna be a crazy, crazy fight. Yeah. I know them. So Munoz is who Edgar fought last.
Oh, okay. Frank. Oh, he lost barely too. Okay.
And then Jimmy Rivera. So those are two top guys. And then we got Gastelum and Ian Heinisch. And I think.
I don't know Heinisch. I know Gastelum.
Ian is white dude. I think he has a cleft lip.
Is he tall?
No, he's not that tall, but Ian's a good fighter, man. He's Let's see what Gastelum's got left. Yeah, I mean, because that's the thing, dude. Like Gastelum is another one of them. Like,
yeah, I only asked if dude was tall because I remember Gastelum lost to what's my Irish Scottish guy or the Liverpool Scouser dude. Till. He lost to Till.
Right.
That was all based on height. So
right. And then who else? We got Bobby Green, Jim Miller, headlining the prelims. Yeah.
I like Jim Miller. Shoot.
Yeah. Of course.
I'm going Bobby Green.
Yeah, I think Bobby's gonna get that.
And only because I like his personality. He gave some like speech with his dad or something like that. So
yeah, totally. Who else? I mean, there's some other ones. Ricky Simon versus Brian Kelleher. That's gonna be a good fight. So that highlights the Fight Pass card. So
that's free. Yeah.
Well, no. So I think it says it's the Fight Pass card. So hopefully it's on ESPN Plus.
I got that.
But they have done it before where like certain fights are only on Fight Pass. Mm-hmm. And then
I got Fight Pass.
Oh, you have Fight Pass.
I have ESPN Plus, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I have ESPN Plus, but like I had Fight Pass for a while and I wasn't using it and pandemic and stuff. So
right. It's not included?
I don't know. I gotta see. And there's been times where they put fights only in Fight Pass, like preliminary fights, and then there's been times where they've had fights that are only on ESPN too.
Right.
So if you hadn't had cable, even though you had ESPN Plus, like you couldn't see the top of the prelims because they put it on ESPN only. Yeah. And so I hate it when they do that. It's like, dude, if
I got a YouTube TV thing that somebody.
Oh, okay. So you got ESPN with that. See, I don't have any of that. I don't care. I'm just like,
I got my cousin. They got like a couple of passwords. So
oh yeah. We don't promote those.
I'm talking. He's like 5 sign-ins for his YouTube. This is legal.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Yeah, for sure.
I'm not a bootlegger. Don't get me carried away. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All above board.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, shoot. So but it seems like they do that a lot of times on the pay-per-view fights. But it's like, dude, if you pay the money for the pay-per-view, you should just get all those.
Right.
That's my opinion.
If you're paying, that blows me when it happens. I pay. Like I do my pay-per-view.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
But I used to do links back in the day, but I can't afford to miss,
right.
Like, what's happening? What happened? Why is it freezing?
Right.
Oh, he's out.
Right.
I can't do that.
That or like, the main fight comes up and then they're like, nope, shut down.
Right. Yeah. I can't play with that.
Yeah. Yeah. But man, we got big fights coming up, bro. I'm excited, man.
I'm excited too.
This Usman Burns is gonna be a barn burner.
Dang, I shouldn't go against Usman like that.
I mean, but you're justified, bro, because look at what Gilbert Burns has done and look at what he's done and who he's done it to.
You know what it is? It's just that I like Usman, but I don't really like that wrestling heavy style like that. He's good too. Like he mixes it up pretty good. And he is a star. Well, not really. He's kind of.
I will say this. So like he's not the most openly charismatic, but he's so well spoken. Like he's very educated.
He's stylish too.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And so like I love Usman as a commentator. Mm-hmm. I love listening to podcasts with Usman.
I think he just gets awkward sometimes. That's what throws me off.
Yeah, and he's not gonna sell a fight, like some of these dudes. Like he's not Conor McGregor,
But he's in my African squadron. You know what I'm saying? So I shouldn't be turned against him because I picked him. I picked him because of the other 2 guys who I already sold out on Ngannou. It's crazy.
Right, you're like,
but at one point I had the squad, which was Izzy as the leader, Ngannou because he is exciting, and Usman.
Right.
So I should stick with that.
But you've already sold out Ngannou. You're like, man, Ngannou just goes in and knocks people out too much.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can get with that.
I just don't like. I don't know what's wrong with me. I am diehard Izzy. That's it.
Oh, bro. Yeah, like I'm saying. If Izzy isn't your favorite fighter, or at least like in your top 5, then and you're a true UFC fan, you need to go get a life, because at that point, it's just hateration. Because his striking is just so evolved, man. Like
and I'm telling you, he got ground game skills. Like he's got he's got mobility because of the breakdancing, and he does train. Yeah, and he has the energy. So yeah.
And his takedown, and he's so tall, and so like a lot of times these shorter guys, if they try to take him down, like getting that leverage over him is just not. Yeah, it's just going to be more difficult, and it's hard because he looks like he's skinny, but we all know those skinny guys that are just like way stronger than you think they're going to be. And like you see Izzy's wrists, Izzy doesn't have like wrists of a skinny guy like me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like
right.
Izzy's got like. You know what I mean? Like,
I wonder if that's like built up over like just fighting all those fights. Like,
dude,
callous or not callous, but I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like muscle memory or something like that.
It's definitely that, and all that like how much impact, because he's got 100 fights now.
Yeah.
You know, so like, dude, when you first start training, especially with hands, like wrists, neck, like that's really what goes for me. But like, especially wrists, it's hard, man. And I mean, you know, but it's like Izzy kind of has that Deontay Wilder thing about him. Like Deontay is gonna come into your fight at 205, 207, 213 pounds.
Yeah.
And gonna just knock you into the next dimension, bro. And like, because it's just that power. Yeah, it's the accuracy, but it's that power too, man. It's like that weight. It's not like a physical weight. It's just like this strength that some of these dudes have, and you can tell when Izzy lands, because Izzy's also a very educated striker. He's not going out there like throwing 100% every shot. Like he's gonna throw 60, 70, 75% power.
Feet in the right place and everything. Yeah.
And he's not scared of any of these powerful dudes, man. He's not scared of Jan. He's not scared of John. He wasn't scared of Paulo Costa. Like
Hold on a second. This is my mom. I'm gonna have to tell her I'm gonna call her back. But
it's all good.
Hey, Mom. Hey, I'm gonna call you right back because I'm on a podcast. Okay.
Right. Hi, Mom.
You sound good though.
Right. Bye, Mom. Who does she think's gonna win? Usman or Burns?
She'll probably go with Usman.
Yeah. Right.
Usman looks good. You know what I'm saying? She'll look at him and be like, I like him, baby.
But man, you know, it's exciting, dude. Izzy's got more power than you think. Izzy's got more everything than you think. And so, you know, it's exciting, man. I can't wait for this Jan fight. I can't wait. But I mean, really, this Usman Burns fight, this is the fight that we wanted earlier in December? Because that was supposed to be our December fight.
Right.
And it got pushed back, so
I'm gonna take back my picks on that. I'm gonna stick with my African squadron because I want that fight in Africa in 2020. What is this year? What is this?
2021.
We lost a whole year, so I don't know.
Right. Yeah, it's 20 something. 2021.
Right. Yeah. So
That's
let's go
bad.
at the end of this year. I mean, that last year is a wash. You know what
I'm saying?
Right. I'll say at the end of this year we get that fight in Dubai. We get in Abu Dhabi. You know what I'm saying?
Which one?
The whole African card.
Right.
Which will be Izzy. Let's put that in 22. Yeah, 22. So that means my guys
Izzy will fight on it.
Yeah.
He'll fight, Usman will fight, and Francis will fight, all in Africa.
On Fight Island in 2022.
That'd be dope.
That's equivalent of fighting in Africa.
Close enough.
Close enough.
Like North Africa.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We'll just go with that. That's because it's set up so good anyway. And you got all these Arabs that like to fight. They like to watch the fights. So
yeah.
Any of them Muslim? I think Usman might. Usman is a Arabic name, so I think he could possibly be Muslim. Somebody in his family is. It's fine. Whatever.
Yeah. Somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
Some of you are Muslim, so Izzy counts. Francis from he's from Cameroon.
Cameroon, yeah. But Usman is Nigerian, right? Like
Usman's Nigerian too. Yeah, he's from like somewhere in the north. That's like around
which is that 50-50. They're half Christian, half Muslim. So you know, I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. I've never heard Usman talk about it, but
yeah. But he definitely see, and both him and the areas that they're from, they both have Nigerian Muslim presence, so it'll work.
Yeah,
it'll work.
Of course, yeah, you know, and then just like
it'll work. So.
Wakanda forever.
Yeah,
that's right. But man, we got some dope stuff coming up. So
I'm gonna have to go with Usman for this one.
Yeah. I'm going Usman too. I just think his wrestling is going to be too much. I think his pressure is going to be too much. I think because you saw like in the last fight against Masvidal, he was like, I'm not even going to give Masvidal a chance.
Yeah, he knows how to not get hit.
with Colby, it was a different story because he was like, what are we gonna do? Go out here and wrestle each other for 25 minutes? You know what I mean? Like it felt like he knew that he could save more energy by just going hands, and he knew that like hand to hand that him and Colby,
he was stronger.
Yeah, and so like
Colby was busy. Colby was good. That was a good fight.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I rewatch that fight every couple months just because, and
I like Colby and his little clownish stuff. Like,
of course, man. He's another one of those. He's got to keep it interesting, man. He's got to sell fights because he knew that like just being good
ain't enough.
It ain't enough. He's like, I don't want to just be good. I want to be great. I want the belt. I want everybody to know my name. And so here's my shtick. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to roll with it. And did it get out of hand? Maybe a little bit. But hey, why not? Double down, bro.
Yep.
Go for it. So
I can see that's the triumvirate there. Colby, Burns, and Usman. Yeah.
Man, but we need that Colby Masvidal fight. We need it yesterday.
I don't want to see Masvidal lose.
I know, but man, Masvidal's another one though, bro. Count him out, and that's like.
Yeah, you're right. He can. Yeah.
He was. It's hard.
I want him to get that check. So you know what I'm saying? That'd be cool.
But bro, like this fight it's been simmering, and we all know as soon as we get 1 cent of it, all of us are just gonna be like, it's.
Yeah, that's funny that they ain't even sign. Somebody's not signing. Probably my boy.
I just think they need the money right, man.
Yeah, they need to get that money right for my boy.
I think that's more on Masvidal's end. I think Masvidal knows the draw that he is. He's like, he wants 7 figures, bro.
That's right.
That's just what it is. He wants those 7 figures, but man, that's crazy. You telling me Colby but that's the thing though too, is that like Colby Masvidal, it's not, unless you put it up like for the BMF belt, it's not a title fight. So what are they gonna do? Colby Masvidal for 3 rounds? Like,
yeah.
And then like, what is it gonna be? It's not gonna be a fight night. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's some of these things that are up against it. I feel like they just need to say, we're gonna make it a 5-round fight.
That's pretty cool that you just got people that got their own popularity now. That like, you know what I'm saying? That's good. But yeah, it messes stuff up.
It does. And so like at a certain point, UFC would just have to be like,
hey,
this ain't a title fight, but we're gonna make it 5 rounds. And dude, could you imagine if it was Usman Burns and then freaking Colby and Masvidal on the same card, same night?
That. And then Masvidal baptizes Colby and it's like, I want you again, Usman, with a camp. Which we know it doesn't matter. But well, we don't know that. He, you know what I mean? He might have been able to do something with that. He might be able to, if he can touch you, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he can baptize you.
Yeah. It's that whole like, we gotta, the grappling, and then when we get that break, can I get the arm strength to do something to you?
Right. Because he hit Usman a few times. Like, but it was just that pressure, man. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
But bro.
Yeah, I gotta go to IKEA.
I gotta go pee.
Hey.
I
like that lamp, man.
Thanks, bro. We got a little lamp back there. Got my flag. Yeah. America.
That's a nice flag. That's a nice.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I ordered it off Amazon. It's made in China. Go America.
Yeah. But yo,
bro.
That's what's up. Good to chat with you.
All right.
We'll line up for next week.
Next week, we're going to be talking about the Wakandans.
They're my guys. That's the only reason. Well, no, I'm not going to say that. I got to get my guys. That's the culmination. So they got to stay in position. this whole year. So
let's do it. All right, my brother.
Peace, bro.
Peace.
Quit last.